Stay on top of stories about stocks that may impact the market or your portfolio today in Stocks Making News.
Well, there might be some good news on the street for Dick's Sporting Goods. Tracey, Ryniec, and Dave Bartosiak are here with me to see if we can't interpret some of what's come across the wire regarding Dick's in the past few days. Tracey, as I understand it, Dick's has been identified by certain analysts who cover the stock as standing to benefit from the financial troubles of its main competitor, namely Sports Authority. Is that correct?
That's right.
And the story here goes, or the theory goes, that Dick's stands to benefit from a financial windfall due to some speculation out there that Sports Authority might be closing about 200 of its 450 stores.
Right. So if you shopped in one, and it's no longer there, you're going to go to one, their competitor, basically. Because
the rationale is 23% of Dick's 600 plus locations are located in the immediate vicinity, whatever that means, of a Sports Authority shop. So theoretically then, as every Sports Authority were to close, Dick's would gain a percentage of those sales.
That's right. Yeah, and looking at what they've done recently, it looks like they might need that kind of boost here for going into 2016. We haven't heard from them about their holiday quarter. The last earnings report we got was on November 17th for the third quarter, but that wasn't that great of a quarter for them. The warm weather really hit them because people weren't buying the coats and the boots and stuff at the end of that quarter. And then that did continue into the holiday quarter, as we've heard from all these other retailers. They have had some success, though. They have had good sales on their athletic footwear because the gym shoes are hot, and also on the athletic apparel wear, either for working out, like the yoga clothes and all that, or just hanging out and wearing them around town. Both of those areas are doing really well. So they're on trend in those. They carry the Nike and the Under Armour. But again, that couldn't boost up this weakness that they saw. Yes, weather. I hate it kind of when they blame the weather, but in this case, it really was the weather. And in the third quarter, their sales actually, same-store sales actually declined. They did see a little bit more weakness on their Golf Galaxy stores because they also own that chain. That was weaker, but I'm expecting fourth quarter to not be that great, even though it was the holiday quarter because of the warm weather. Okay. But I brought the earnings estimates, and you can kind of see the analysts, I think, are thinking the same thing I am, because you can see them trending down for fiscal 2015 because they're going into this fourth quarter here. Because it probably won't be as great as everybody is expecting. And then you see a little bit of weakness for next year too, even though earnings are expected to grow. And if this pans out with Sports Authority closing down stores, that could actually improve for this coming year. But like I said, they're in the right place for these really strong trends as a retailer. And if I was selling, clothes and accessories and stuff, I would want to be in this space for sure.
They last reported on November 17th, right?
That's right.
So, Dave, I almost half expected you to wear your Zumba outfit here that you wear to the weekly class that you go to. But anyway.
In my other backpack.
As far as the chart goes, the Dick's stock has ticked up a little bit recently on this particular speculation.
Sure.
But the 50-day picture shows it breaching that average in kind of a bearish way.
Well, yeah, it did. I mean, they had a rough 2015. You can see the stock slide. If you pull up the stock chart here, things were going all right, and then the bottom just kind of fell out of it. I charted the 21-day moving average. That's the orange line that you see on the chart there, which moves a little quicker than the 50-day moving average.
Okay.
And it has popped up above that 21-day moving average, so there could be a turnaround in place here. The other thing is I use this indicator called the Commodity Channel Index, which sounds a lot more frightening than it really is, just like an overbought, oversold kind of indicator, right? So it was oversold, and now it's starting to creep back into more bullish territory here. So I think this could be a big turnaround story here for 2016. You touched on the whole Sports Authority thing.
Yeah.
Analysts haven't really changed their revisions yet. They're letting that sink in a little bit before they do anything, because right now it is a Zacks rank number 4 sell. But I think if you start to get that coming in, and then the technical picture obviously I think looks pretty good given how oversold it is, and now there's a little bit of interest here.
So, bottom line though, technically, where's the momentum headed on this stock?
I think it's headed in a positive direction. I think the buyers are starting to accumulate it, peck at it down here. Volume has been pretty decent, so I'm bullish on it.
All right.
I do have to say, just one other thing, that it's actually trading pretty cheap here. I looked at valuations, and it's trading with a forward P of only 11, so you're getting a good bargain stock.
Okay.
And next October, I'm going to be buying my Cubs World Series champion gear from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Not to mention Blackhawk stuff.
That
right?
too, the Blackhawk Stanley Cup thing. Oh, geez, I got to do that too.
Oh.
Well, I'm spending a lot of money on championship shirts this year.
And your Zumba instructor would like you to get a new outfit for that class too.
That's what she told me.
Thanks for that. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out as far as Dick's Sporting Goods. But in the meantime, if you want to check out any additional stock information, articles, commentary, stock picks, picking strategies, articles even written by Tracey tied to a podcast that she does called Market Edge, get on over to Zacks.com. You can link to all of that information right off the homepage generally. And if you're watching our videos on the YouTube platform, don't forget you can subscribe to them there and even comment on them. With Tracey and Dave, I'm Terry Ruffalo.